And what he's doing is brilliant. I said right when, because it was an interesting reaction, Jake Paul. We had him on, and it wasn't really fair because I said I think you're gonna lose, and then when he won, everybody's like, he just beat it like an athlete, and people hate him. And he called out Conor McGregor, and everyone's like, "You're an asshole. Why would you call out Conor McGregor?" It's like, because he's brilliant. And by the way, I think he's going to fight McGregor eventually, because McGregor is going to take a huge fat paycheck for not even having to risk anything.
But that's where it gets interesting. Like, to me, risk anything, right? So, for example, Logan Paul is dramatically bigger than Floyd.
Oh, he is. I thought Mayweather. Excuse me. Yeah, I thought Mayweather versus Conor would be a bigger mismatch than Logan versus McGregor because of the size difference. I thought Mayweather was at that fight just toyed with. He's like, whenever I feel like I can just put this guy away, I can do it. I think you're right. He's way bigger.
Way bigger. And by the way, let's talk about what they're doing. They're doing fighting.
Right.
One punch.
Boxing boxing versus the other. So I think that fight now, I've guessed Dylan Dennis who's gonna be fighting next, which is a far different fight than what he just did. But if he beats Dylan Dennis, he's gonna get one of the bigger paydays in fighting. He will.
I actually think that this entire genre can be incredible for boxing, because if you think about it, let's talk about Joshua Fury. Let's just talk about that fight.
Yeah.
If the 3 of the 4 undercards are, Bob Memory versus you, a fucking, I
don't even like my name being said in the same sentence with that guy. Now that guy might show us in pop out, but go ahead.
But I'm saying people that are popping, right? People that are popping it. You look at what Dwayne Wade's culturally relevant.
Yeah.
If Dwayne Wade decides to, box a former basketball, Tracy McGrady, the undercards of actual big boxing events.
Yeah, I mean, you
change the pay-per-view numbers dramatically.
Big time. It's an interesting thing on a lot of levels, because I could see people saying it's horrific for boxing on the other side, because the true purists for the game, these guys are in gyms making nothing, sweating away, and you see a guy that is basically now getting the biggest paydays in the game, and he's not a real boxer, they say. I could see how that would be extremely frustrating for somebody in it.
Dave, they also said hip hop wasn't real music when you and I were kids.
Yeah, that's true. No.
I mean, cool. They told me that internet businesses weren't real businesses. Literally to my fucking face when I was 19, internet businesses aren't real businesses. I don't give a shit what fucking people said is real or isn't. The consumer decides. Correct.
But there is an element of this is supposed to be a sport where it's sport versus entertainment, sport versus entertainment business.
There's people that say golf isn't a real sport. You know this. It's a huge debate.
Right, but again, it's almost like an Anna Kournikova when tennis. She never wins, but she's getting the most money because she's gorgeous. But it's people will be mad. It's she's not winning these events.
She's getting the most monny off the court. Right?
Correct.
She's also a top 25 player during that era.
Yes, but it is that dynamic. If I was sweating my ass off in the gym with no followers, and I know I can go beat him easily, and I see him getting all the headlines I'd be furious.
He spent a decade building an audience.
Oh yes, but not through boxing.
People think that you're fucking. This isn't I laugh at people when they talk about this. I'm like, what
right. No, I agree.
I'm like, they have every 15 to 25-year-old giving a fuck. I'm sorry that you feel you made a nice print magazine around sport. Fuck you. The consumer decides. Now, on the flip side, I'll watch the Canelo fight and love the defense, and I both are super fascinating to me. I'm actually a humongous boxing fan and actually love defensive fighters. Everybody hates them because I'm fascinated. I mean, Pernell Whitaker was my favorite fighter growing up.
Oh, sweet pea.
I mean, to me, I just was fascinated by his ability to have that kind of defense, and then obviously Mayweather became the 3.0 version of that. But that doesn't take away the fact that my juices are going to be going the next time there's a celebrity influencer fight that I just think is funny and interesting. Or I'm
100%. 100%. And to be honest, they had the version of it. They had the celebrity boxing a while back. It just didn't, they didn't have the right people because they didn't have these huge audiences.
Correct. Correct. Fox had to get you to give a fuck about Screech.
Correct.
The Paul brothers, the McGregors, or these people were in their prime of attention. These people in their prime. Who's the guy with the? It's Dan Bilzerian, who's been, I guess, feels a little quieter than 3 years ago. But if he decides to, if I hear tomorrow Bilzerian's fighting Steve Aoki, I'm fucking watching.
Right. Yeah. And the Paul brothers are masters of the internet. I mean, you really can't deny that. So they have the huge followings and they get it. He gets it. When we talk to him, it's like, who's your next fight going to be? It's whoever I can make the most money, who I think have the best chance to win. He's not looking for King Kong. He's looking for the most interesting fight that will allow him to get the next fight.
And for me, people spend $30, $40 to escape. We're in the middle of a global pandemic, right? So for me, that fight that they promote and create an intrigue on is no different than watching that incredible Jamie Foxx movie on Disney Plus that just came out, Soul, or watching Wonder Woman on HBO Max. Humans, it's no different than watching sports. I love people that are like, this is fucking stupid. Why do people spend money on this? I'm like, you spent money on the NBA League Pass. Like, there's a lot of people who don't give a fuck about the NBA. Like, why is Luka throwing a ball in a basket so much greater? Like, people are allowed to have their escapism.
The market determines what the market is.